Okay, funny story. My wife was listening to my podcast the other day. Yes, she does that. And she said, "What's this thing called Whatnot you keep talking about on your podcast? Are you shopping without me?" Yes, I am. I'm cheating on you. It's called Whatnot. It's live shopping with chat, and it's a lot of fun. Look, I coach a lot of people online. I coach people to make money online. Most don't know how to do it. And I have been telling a few lately to go to Whatnot, see what they're doing, and give it a try. If you're a Whatnot seller, you really shine, and your people find you. And that's a big deal because if you're selling online, they need to find you for you to make money, right? And then they become repeat customers because they see your face, not just your logo. Whatnot is the largest dedicated live shopping platform, whether it's beauty, it's collectibles, electronics, luxury, fashion, even cookies. Yep, cookies. Sellers are building real thriving businesses. Anyone can do it too. Some people on Whatnot are selling, get this, 10 times as much as they do on other major marketplaces. And you don't know this, but Whatnot buyers spend more than an hour on the app every day. They're not browsing. That's why they call them buyers. They're buying your stuff. So here's how it works. You go live, you showcase your products, and you earn real income. Search Whatnot, WHATNOT, in the App Store, download, and you can start selling right away. So I've been talking about the glasses I ordered from Zenny Optical, my sponsor. Now, I've never ordered glasses online before. I didn't trust it, to be honest. But mine had a scratch, and Zenny was my sponsor, so I kind of sort of had to do it, right? I mean, I can't tell you about it if I haven't done it. So my previous thinking was, prices are too cheap. These can't be good. I'm not going to like them. I'm picky. I take that back. Mine costs about $70, and I can't tell the difference from the $500 pair I purchased 2 months ago. By the way, my wife likes them too. She said they look good on your face, and I want some too. And at about $70 or less, I can buy them. I am surprised, and I'm a customer. Zenny Optical has prescription glasses, sunglasses, blue light lenses, all starting at under $30. Go to Zenny.com, pick a frame, upload your prescription. They'll ship it to your door. No appointment, no store, no upsell at the counter. And Zenny has that virtual try-on, so you can see exactly how the frames look on your face, and that is very cool and confidence building. If your glasses are overdue for a refresh, now it's time. Go to Zenny.com/podcast and use the code podcast15 for 15% off your first order. The styles sell out pretty quick, so don't sit on this. Go to Zenni.com/podcast, promo code podcast15. How are you? Well, happy Freedom Week. Independence Day coming here in America this week. 250 years. So we'll see if we get 251, but we're so far so good, right? But you know, I want to talk about freedom in a different way, and that is your personal freedoms.
I need a boost. I need a daily boost. I need a boost. I need a daily boost.
Yep, it's all about your personal freedoms. It is the Daily Boost from motivationtomove.com. My name is Scott Smith. Nice to have you here today. You can find my stuff not only here in the podcast, but you can find my stuff at motivationtomove.com, all spelled out. Long word, medium word, short word. motivationtomove.com. Did upload or connected the RSS feed to the YouTube channel. You can find the Daily Boost over there. I think I connected like 1,300 episodes. So if you're a YouTube listener, you'll find it there. No, I did not do 1,300 videos. But the audio is there for you. So this past weekend, a real celebration of freedom in kind of an interesting way. My stepdaughter, Elena, who I've known now 19 years, so it's weird for me to say stepdaughter, but then she's my wife's daughter, obviously, Joy's daughter. Graduated her fellowship in pediatric psychiatry at the University of Florida. So we went up in the heart of the Gators, right by the swamp there, and watched their graduation. And two thoughts come to my mind right now. Number one, wow, what a bunch of geeks. And they all admit it. They're just smart academics, right? And that's not my crowd, but I wore a suit and a tie, and I look really good, and I'm respectful of it and everything. So smart. I saw that. But the other thing was this. The prevailing theme was how hard they had to work to get to that day, to get the freedom that they're going for. And some of them going out in private practice, making a ton of money. Freedom is finally here. In Elena's case, I think it was 13 years to get there. It was a long journey to go through all these steps. And you just saw it. It was just relief. I think that's what everybody wants in freedom. Relief and peace. So we're going to talk about that this week, every single day as we work toward the holiday. And what I'm going to talk about with you and try to give you some ideas of how to think this week are some of the things that I do with my clients. Some of my clients tend to be mid-40s. I have some younger, I have some older. They go from 30 to 74. Average age, probably 45, 50, right in that area, right? And these are professional people, and they're kind of working out their life. They're doing okay. But ultimately what happens is, when you get the handcuffs on, when you make a good living, when you get the house, when you got the kids, at some point you go, what do I do? How do I get out of this? But I don't want to lose it. I want to keep what I got, right? So over the years, I've just kind of developed a way to help them. I'm going to share that with you this week, and it's called my Peaceful Base process. Now, Peaceful Base is something I actually made up one day. Yep, made it up. But it was based on kind of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, but mostly it was made up on the fact that a client told me they're just trying to get some peace in their life. It's like everything seems so fragmented. And I said, what you need is a peaceful base. You need to make sure everything is covered, your time and your relationships, your money, your health, your spirituality. It all has to be covered. If it's not, you're never going to be happy. As I'm very famous for saying, you can't build a cool life on a hot mess. You just can't. And a lot of people I work with, a lot of people I run into all the time, and I would go and say that, let me guess here. This is not a statistic, obviously, but I think a lot of people in the world they're living in a hot mess, basically, right? You too, me, I know I do. But when you get the base solid, it's good. So we're going to go through the peaceful base a little bit this week, give you some of the elements that are at play in order for you to kind of sort that out, get that peaceful place. Because if you have a solid foundation with no cracks in it, you can do anything and you have less stress. That's freedom. Isn't that freedom? Isn't that what everybody thinks about? I'll work hard my whole life, get to retirement, and then I'll relax. Doesn't happen for most people, and I actually question retirement. I think it's not good for you. But we'll talk about that. So the peaceful base, what's the first step? Well, it's pretty simple. It's revealing the pattern. That's what it comes down to. Most people I know, life is all about patterns. Your brain's all about patterns. But most people I know are so busy looking the other direction, not paying attention, they don't see their own patterns of their life. So the very first thing I do with anybody I ever talk to is I need to kind of talk with them, kind of pull some things out of them, just work with them a little bit, not very long, and begin to expose them to the ways of thinking they may not know what they're actually thinking, right? So one thing that we do is we use the Daily Awareness Diary. I started this about, it's almost 3 years ago I started this, and it's 10 questions answered every single day, or 5 days a week, something like that, right? But life changes around the questions, and that's the magic of it. We have a control group in the questions, and they're really well put together. People say, man, where'd you come up with these things? And they're very simple, but they really work. And here's what happens. If I can get you to answer the same questions over, say, 10 days, take you about 10 minutes a day, and life rotates around those questions, at the end, you're going to start to see some patterns in your life. And what really happens is this. It's not what you know you're doing. It's what you're not doing you start to see. And usually that shows up in your regrets. And why did I go to the gym? Or why did I say this? Or why did I do that? It usually shows up in the areas of your life that you're not even noticing, you're just reacting to. And so when we want you to be aware, the thing to do is to begin to pay attention. So here's a nice little metaphor to think. Oh, by the way, if you want the Daily Awareness Diary, I use it for my clients. It's out there. I've talked about it. If you go to motivationtomove.com and search the search thing, you know what it is on the website, right? And search for Daily Awareness Diary. I've talked about it 3 or 4 or 5 times on the podcast. I've told exactly how it works. All the questions are there. Although I think I added one. It might be on the latest one. Go check that out. Or become a client, and I'll take you through it myself, okay? So what this ends up doing is when you go through the process, when you answer these questions, you sit back and you start to look between the lines. And when you look between the lines, and I think this is probably the biggest key. So less is on the other side of more. Always is. We want to kind of layer things on and complicate things, but the truth is we need to get rid of a few things, and until you can see it, you won't get rid of it. But I know this. You don't want to see it, do you?
This episode is brought to you by Accenture. When your advertising operations fall out of sync, everything else follows. Spotify and Accenture are working together to reinvent the rhythm of ad sales, using automation, analytics, and smarter workflows to simplify campaign delivery and access better data across the business. The result? Less time spent on operations, more time connecting brands with the moments and fandoms that matter most. Learn more at accenture.com/Spotify.
Don't show it to me. I'm happy where I am. Do not expose. You know it anyway. I haven't ever met anybody who didn't know exactly what was going on in their life and what was driving them crazy. Nobody. Without saying, I kind of do it anyway. So that's the first step. So if you're looking to get some personal freedom in your life today, the first step you need to do is just get real. Become painfully aware of what's going on in your life. Now, let me give you another idea that goes into this as well. Every single day, every single person on the planet, every business, every politician, every government, your next door neighbor, your kids, everybody is pushing themselves and their propaganda and their agenda on you. Some of them, most of them don't mean to do it. They're just living life and doing their own thing. A lot of them do mean to do it. Absolutely. It's called sales and marketing, right? Persuasion, propaganda. So a lot of them need to do that. So what happens is you're living your life every single day. You think you're doing the things that you should be doing to get ahead. You're not. You get some frustration going on. So where do I break free from all this to get some freedom? Well, until you look inside first and see where you're wavering a little bit on your own activities. And then we start to pay attention to what's going on around you. Your messaging changes because once you become very, very clear on what you're actually doing versus what you're actually planning on doing and what's coming in your ears, you change. You can't not change. And it's an uncomfortable place to be. I've done it a lot of times. I've done it to myself constantly. If anybody wants to build a business, if they want pure freedom, if they want to just retire, if they want to just do better at their job, whatever, I'm telling you, until we get grounded like this, it just doesn't happen. So we're going to reveal the pattern that's going on, but there are multiple patterns all over the place. So what do you do with this today if you don't want to do anything at all? If you don't want to go and search out the daily awareness diary, if you don't want to do it every single day, and I get it. A lot of people say, I'm not going to do something every single day. I have to talk people into it. People pay me a lot of money, and I have to talk them into doing the diary. It's like going to the gym and telling your trainer what your diet is. And the trainer will say to you, here, I want you to document your diet for the next 7 days. We're going to audit your diet. And after 7 days of documenting your diet, your trainer looks at you with a different set of eyes, a different understanding, and has a completely different plan based on what you actually did versus what you told him you did. Did you lie to him? Maybe. Maybe. Really, did you? I don't think so. I think we just, it's kind of a defense mechanism, kind of put a mask on. We go rolling through our life. And while we want to make some change, we just don't want to look at this stuff. I don't usually go this deep on this podcast, and I haven't even gone that deep at all. I haven't got all that technical for you, but we only got about 9 minutes to play with here, so I'm not going to do a whole lot. And the fact is, anybody who's serious is going to take a walk from where I start you in today and go after it. Most people are going to, yeah, whatever. You didn't give me the stuff. I'm not going to do it. Fine. We'll see you next year. I'm just telling you, until you do it, you're not going to be able to, well, you can figure it out. Okay, tomorrow, you're going to take the next step in the peaceful base. We have to give you a name. Yeah, I'm going to call you a name. Oh, no. I'm not going to do that. You're going to call yourself a name tomorrow.